Hello everybody, it's Maikito, and quickly going over yesterday's picks. Overall, it was a 3-2 day, so could have been better, but wasn't bad. Petrovic over 2.5 saves. He only had one because Brighton only had one shot on target, which really surprised me. So it wasn't his fault. Iñaki DMP'd, he didn't start, and then Verbruggen hired in 3 saves. That one was good. He hit that. I have to believe he had four, and then Mason Greenwood over 2.5 shots. I believe Getafe only had like 9, 10 shots max, and he still hit this. So I said he was gonna shoot. And then Sevilla lost against Cadiz. The one time that I take their money line, Cadiz win their first away game ever in the season, which honestly, like, I shouldn't have been surprised there. And then Inter Miami won the draw. Did look a little scarier because Messi didn't play that game, but they came out with the draw, so they still hit that. So overall, like I said, 3-2. And originally, I wasn't planning on making a video, but I did also look at Friday's slate, and there's only one game, so I'm probably not gonna post tomorrow. So I didn't want to not post 2 days in a row, knowing there were games today. So I went through. I did find a couple. There's not many that I like. But like I said, I only want to give you guys the ones that I do like, so I don't want to force any picks, so I'll just get straight into those. Both of my player props are actually in the same game. It is in the Almeida Barcelona game. They're in Spain La Liga. The first one is Jules Koundé, lower than 0.5 shots, playing away from home for Barcelona, going up against Almeida. He averages 0.4 away, and he's under this mark in his last 4 out of 5 games. And he did play last game, but he only played half of the game. He got subbed on. But he didn't shoot in that game, so also good for us. And the reason why I like this play is just because Barcelona have nothing to play for, so I just think he's just gonna mainly play defense. If you look at his heat map, he does play a little over on the opponent's side on the right side, but that's because he overlaps just to pass the ball. He doesn't overlap to attack. The only times that he does shoot is sometimes he'll take long shots, but even in those games, his games where they're still trying to win, and maybe in the corners as well. But he's a short guy, so he doesn't really get those at all. And like I said, they have nothing to play for, so I just think he's mainly going to be focusing on defense. And Almeida, although they are the worst team in the league, when it comes to shots allowed at home, they allow 12, which is actually average. So honestly, it's not like I said, it's the end of the season. I don't see why he would go out there and try to be aggressive or anything. So I like Jules Koundé, lower than 0.5 shots. And then my second one is his teammate. It is Lamine Yamal, higher than 5.5 attempted dribbles. He's gone over this in his last 2 out of 4 games. And the reason why I say 4 instead of like 5 or 10 is because before that, his last league game that he had played was March 30th, which had been about a month ago, over a month ago, between like the 4th game that I was talking about. So he's gone over in his last 2 out of 4 games, and the 2 games that he went under in was one against Girona where he had 4, and the other one was against Real Madrid where he had 3. So it was against pretty good teams, so it's not like he wasn't trying to dribble. His attempts are there, and I like him to go over 5.5. And the reason for that is because Almeida is really, really weak against skillers and really, really weak defending the wings, which is exactly where Yamal plays, on the wings. He's a skiller. He loves to play out there, and he's gonna be given minutes because it's the end of the season, and I feel like he's giving him minutes because he's young and he wants him experience because he's gonna be there next season. So he wants him to get experience. In those 4 games, he played the whole game in 3 of them, and in 1 of them, he played 84 minutes. He only missed out on the last 6. So I just think this is a great matchup for him. To exploit Almeida's defense and for him to go out there and just have a good performance and go out there. Although I did say in the Koundé pick that they do have nothing to play for, yes, but Yamal, even like I said, in the last 4 games, they have had really nothing to play for, and he's still gone over in 2 out of 4 games. So good matchup for him. I like this. So I like Yamal to go higher than 5.5 attempted dribbles. I want to give a quick shout out to my partner Underdog Fantasy. You can use code Maikito and link in the description. They'll match your first deposit up to $100. And then if you do want to follow the money lines, you can use Fliff. Also have my code linked there. And then for those that don't know, I do have the memberships now for those that want to get the videos out early to try to avoid potential bumps or plays getting taken away. And if you guys are always feeling generous, ever feeling generous, I do have my Cashapp link in the description. Nothing's ever required. The membership's not required. The Cashapp's not required. It's just if you guys are feeling generous and want to give back, I appreciate that. And I want to thank anybody who supports me in any way, whether it's liking the video, commenting, subscribing, a membership, cash, like anything. I really do appreciate you guys for real. When it came to money lines, I only liked one, and it's under England Championship. It is the Leeds United money line up against Norwich City. They've won 16 out of 23 games at home in the league, and in those 23 games, they've scored 45, so average almost 2 goals scored, and I've only conceded 16, so they concede less than a goal a game, which is good for us. And Norwich, the opponents, go from the 4th best team in the league, where they scored 43 and conceded 22, going all the way down to 19th out of 24th team. So one of the worst teams away from home. They've scored 36 compared to 43. So their attack takes a minor decrease, but it's mainly their defense that suffers. They've conceded 22 at home compared to 42 away from home, which is really good for us considering how good Leeds is attacking wise at home. They average 2 scored at home, while Norwich averaged about 2 conceded away from home, and they dominated possession in the last game where they played, where they tied 0-0 at Norwich's house. And without that game, they played each other twice in the season, one at home and one away, obviously, and they won both of those games, which is again good for us. And Leeds United, before this season, they were in the Prem for 3 years in a row, and they're close to getting promoted back. So they already have the experience. In my opinion, they're just a better team, and they're playing them at home. I feel like Norwich blew their chance of beating Leeds United at their house, where they're actually good. So they couldn't even score against them at home. Unlikely for them to score against them away from home, or at least Leeds will definitely outscore them. So like the Leeds United money line against Norwich City. Thank you everybody for watching the video. Like I mentioned earlier, there's very unlikely to not be a video tomorrow just because there's only one game, so there's no point in making picks for just one game. But there will be a large slate Saturday, so I will have a video after Friday. But again, thank you all for watching the video. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. But other than that, there's a couple of picks. Obviously, if I do find any, I'll add it in the description, but not likely just because I do work tomorrow, so I'll be out there. I won't really be paying attention to my phone. I might add one if I see it while I'm on lunch or on a break or something like that, but unlikely to add any plays. But hopefully we can cash out tomorrow, and I hope you all guys have a good night.